Happy New Year, guys! Sam here with the Film Fan Club. With 2016 now behind us, it's time to look to a whole new year of movies. So let's do so by talking about our most anticipated films of 2017. Alright, I'm going to be right up front with you. There's a lot of sci-fi and superhero movies on here. What I love about the Oscar movie season is that I don't really know a lot about what's coming until the movies have already, like, they begin the trailers and kind of begun their Oscar campaign. So, like, with movies like La La Land, it was my favorite film of 2016, but I didn't really know about it until I saw the trailer, so it wasn't on my most anticipated of 2016 list. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of blockbusters, but those are just because those are the big names, and they make so many good blockbusters. I mean, I have 10 of them, and I even have some honorable mentions, like Kong Skull Island, Alien Covenant, Thor Ragnarok. They all look really good. I just can't get to all of them. There's so many. So let's start off with number 10. I'll count up to number 1. Number 10, most anticipated of 2017, is Justice League. Directed by Zack Snyder, it is the follow-up to Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and we saw a little bit of follow-up with Ben Affleck, spoiler, in Suicide Squad, and we get to finally see the formation of the Justice League, even though I feel like they kind of already ruined a lot of that in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. I really hope that they've learned their lessons from that, and they're able to make a much better film, because they have all the right ingredients there. Ben Affleck as Batman is really good. Gal Gadot has really grown on me as Wonder Woman. I love Henry Cavill as Superman, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back. I mean, he's got to come back. I really think the trailer was awesome, the Comic-Con footage, and they really do have a passion for these characters. It's not like they don't care about them, so I really want them to just stick. I mean, I loved Man of Steel. I really hope they can get back to that quality of film, maybe even get back to the quality of the Dark Knight trilogy. Maybe that'd be cool. But I really can't wait for Justice League, regardless of some of the issues. I had a lot of issues with Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, but I really hope that they can overcome those, and then we'll get a much better film with Justice League. So that's my number 10 most anticipated of 2017. Number 9 of 2017 most anticipated, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. It is the follow-up to Kingsman: The Secret Service, which was the 2015 film, I believe. It came out February 2015. It was a surprise hit. I had no idea how much fun I would have with that film, even though it was from Matthew Vaughn, who had directed X-Men First Class, which I love. A lot of other people love Kick-Ass. He's a really well-respected director. It seems like a lot of people are always excited for something that he's going to make, and he didn't return for Kick-Ass 2, and a lot of people say the film suffered for it. He is coming back to Kingsman 2. I'm not sure of a lot of experience that he has with sequels, so it'll be cool if he's able to even maybe make a better film than the first film, or just at least maintain that quality. I'm really looking forward to Kingsman 2. There's I don't know if I should say it, but I mean, it's kind of been revealed that certain characters might come back, so I'm really excited for that. That's all I'll say, but I really can't wait. Taron Egerton always does a good job whenever he's on the screen. I really like seeing him, and he's got a really bright career ahead of him, so I can't wait to see where that goes. I can't wait for Kingsman 2: The Golden Circle. Number 8. It's Christopher Nolan. How can I not talk about Dunkirk? It's my number 8th most anticipated. There's a lot of good movies that are going to be coming out. That's why it's so low relatively on the list. But I mean, it's a war film. The trailer looked awesome. I didn't get a chance to talk about the trailer, but it looks like a gritty kind of Saving Private Ryan type feel to it. I haven't seen a lot. I mean, I've seen the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and Interstellar, and I haven't seen him do a really like a period piece yet. So it'll be interesting. It'll be new for me from Christopher Nolan. I can't wait for Dunkirk, so it's my number 8 most anticipated. Number 7. John Wick 2, another surprise hit. The only reason I guess this is higher is because I've actually seen some footage, and they've begun the promotional campaign for John Wick 2, because I actually liked Kingsman a little bit more so than John Wick. They came out relatively close in release dates, but I like Kingsman a little bit more. But John Wick 2, it looks really good. It looks like there's going to be a lot of cool expansion on the mythology that they had, which is weird because it was just like an assassin, like 90s action flick kind of thing, but it was really good, and it looks like they're going to be expanding on a lot of what was good in the first film, so I can't wait for John Wick 2, and Keanu Reeves, he's back. Number 6. Another DC film. This is Wonder Woman. I really have high hopes for this film. Patty Jenkins is coming on board to direct. It doesn't look like it'll have any of that kind of Zack Snyder-y influence that, or I mean, I think they changed a lot of Suicide Squad in reaction to Batman versus Superman, and I hope that they're just going to stick to the director's vision on the Wonder Woman film. The trailer was really good, and the scene or the most of the trailer was good. There had a couple comedic beats that were a little bit off-putting, but I'm able to look past it because a lot of the action and storyline points looked really interesting and really well done, and I just can't wait to see it. I mean, Wonder Woman, it's her first time on the big screen as a headlining main character in the film. She's the titular character for the first time in a movie that I know of. Anyways, it deserves to be treated well. I really hope that they realize this, and I hope that they do it. Not that they didn't try to treat Batman versus Superman well, but I just hope that there's some extra care put in, and it's put in the right way. It's not all reactionary that creates a mess, kind of like Suicide Squad. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. I cannot wait for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. James Gunn seems like a really cool guy. He seems like a really cool director. I follow him on social media, so I feel like I've kind of been, he in his head a little bit, at least been able to follow him along from what he wants to share with the public as far as the creation process of this film. So it's been really cool to get to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, get to see some of the pictures, the trailers, of course, and the movie just looks great, and it was one of my favorite films of 2014. Lots of sequels to 2014 films now that I think about it on this list, but that was a good year for films, and I hope that the sequels really live up to their original films, because Guardians of the Galaxy was awesome, and this film's going to go into a lot more of the cool stuff from the first film, Star-Lord's planet. We're going to get to see more Drax. We're going to get to see more Michael Rooker as Yondu, so it's going to be really cool. I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's my number 5. Number 4, it's time for War. Wow, that was weird. That was really cheesy. War for the Planet of the Apes is number 4 on my list. Oh man, I might just cut that out. Maybe not. I don't know. I hope I remember. Anyways, Planet of the Apes is number 4 on my list, and they did release a trailer, and the trailer was good. I only watched it one time because I remember there's like an onslaught of other trailers for other movies that appear on this list that came out around the same time, and it had a really good trailer. But really, the first 2 films, and this is one of those where a lot of the other films that I'm talking about just had one film going into it, and it was okay, or not okay. It was good. So I'm hoping that the second film's at least okay. The first 2 films in the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy, if you will, have been awesome. I loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think a lot more than most people do. I give it a lot more credit than most people, it seems like, and I really loved it. And then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes just blew that out of the water, and I didn't think that was possible. So is it possible for War for the Planet of the Apes to at least be half as good as Rise? I mean, I hope so, but it seems like it's in the well-put hands of Matt Reeves, who did the second film. Andy Serkis really seems to have a really strong appreciation for this character, and it shows on the big screen, so I can't wait for War for the Planet of the Apes. It's my number 4. Number 3. A lot of stuff is riding on these top 3 films. These films, I don't know if they're going to be the best movies because coming from where they're coming from, but there's a lot riding on them. I hope they're good. Number 3 is Logan. Yeah, X-Men Apocalypse was not good, but X-Men Days of Future Past was so great, and so was Deadpool, but, the last Wolverine movie wasn't really the best. They haven't made a really good solo Wolverine movie yet, I don't think. Will this be the first one? Well, that trailer was awesome, man. It looks like it's harkening back to, like, old, dark, gritty westerns, like an old Clint Eastwood kind of movie, but it seems like it's got, like, a little bit of a, maybe, like Tarantino action feel to it, and it looks awesome, and James Mangold did a good job at least directing the Wolverine, so it seems like he has more appreciation for the character. He's more of an actual director than just someone who the studio put to make this, just to make a film, like the director of Origins was. But I'm really hoping that this film really sticks the landing, because it's supposedly Hugh Jackman's last time as Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman is really good at selling the film. He talks highly of it, and he really makes you feel like he just really cares about this character, and I really hope that that they're able to stick the landing. And it's the end of the Wolverine trilogy, it's the end of Hugh Jackman's run, it's the end of an era. There's been a lot of confusion with I don't know where this takes place in the X-Men timeline, if it's, because at the end of Days of Future Past, everything was happy, and that was 2023. This is 2024, but everything's bad. I don't understand that just yet. Maybe it's not 2024. There's a lot left to be explained, but from what I've seen so far, Logan looks awesome. It looks so good. I love the Wolverine character. He's one of my favorite superheroes, and so it's really high up on my list. This could be one of the best movies. It could be one of the biggest disappointments. We'll have to see, but it's number 3 on my most anticipated of 2017. Number 2, Spider-Man Homecoming. He had such a great debut in Civil War, and then he had such a great trailer that came out just a couple months ago, and just last month, I think. And then Tom Holland blew me away with the way his charisma shines through as Peter Parker. It actually feels like the age appropriate for the character. It actually feels like this is a guy who's in high school, who's going through the same teenage struggles that I went through, but he's Spider-Man at the same time, and it seems like it's the best version of Spider-Man that we could ask for, and plus he's got the Avengers on his side. Tony Stark's in this movie. Who doesn't love Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, am I right? At this movie, it seems like it has all the right ingredients. It's got Michael Keaton as the Vulture, and he was in my favorite movie of 2014. I'm just going to throw that in there as Birdman. Now he's the Vulture, and that just seems like it's meant to be. He's such a badass. He looks like a badass, and I just can't wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. It seems like it's got everything going for it to be right, except for the fact that it's still a Sony co-production. It's got the Marvel Studios involvement, but I really hope that Sony, the same people who brought us Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, they really don't find a way to screw it up. Alright, it's time for my most anticipated movie of 2017. You can probably guess it at this point. It was kind of the same way last year. It's Star Wars. Just like Star Wars Rogue One was my most anticipated of 2016. Star Wars Episode 8 is my most anticipated movie of 2017. Rian Johnson comes on board to tell us the next story, or the next chapter in the story of Rey, Finn, Poe, Luke, Leia. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. That really sucks. We've lost a lot of great actors and actresses and just people in general in 2016. But I really hope that her memory and legacy can be honored in Star Wars Episode 8. She did complete filming for it, so this film will not be affected by any creative difficulties that might come through, unfortunately, because of this terrible situation they've been put in. But I mean, getting on a more positive note, Star Wars: The Force Awakens was my most anticipated movie of like my whole life, you know, and it really was a great film. It had a lot of problems like any movie that's that anticipated could be, but I'm really hoping they're able to get past the overt homages to the original trilogy and just get on to the next part of this story, because I did love the story of Rey and the Finn and Poe and Luke, and now we got Luke. It's Luke Skywalker. We're gonna have a movie with Luke Skywalker as the main character. We haven't had that since 1983, really, if you think about it. So this, like The Force Awakens was the first movie with Han as a main character since 1983. This is the first movie with Luke as a main character in 1983. We really get to see what he's like in this new era. We get to see Rey train to be a Jedi. We get to see, you know, maybe another confrontation between Kylo Ren and Rey, maybe even potentially between Kylo Ren and Luke. We get to learn what Rey's parentage may be. We get all this stuff left to be answered still. Maybe it won't even be answered till Episode 9, but I just cannot wait for the next part of this Star Wars saga, the main saga. It's awesome. And then Galaxy Far, we're going to get the opening crawl. We didn't get an opening crawl in 2016. I'm not bitter, but I can't wait for the next installment of the Star Wars main saga. It's gonna be awesome. Star Wars Episode 8, of course, it's my most anticipated movie of 2017. So what's your most anticipated movie of 2017? Let me know in the comments section below. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well, @Samuel D. Carrico. Happy New Year, guys. Have a good one.